Hello and welcome to my first LP, which is Daggerfall, my favorite of the Elder Scrolls series, and let's start a new game. You can pick any of the, well, all of the races except for the orcs, who are not independent at this point. And the race really does not matter at all. The only one that has any impact, that is really loud. The only one that has any impact is High Elf, which makes you immune to paralysis. In all other cases, your race is overwritten by your class, so it's meaningless. As a result, I'm not going to pick a human, because humans are boring and average, and I don't want to be one, and not going to pick an elf, because elves are... yeah. So, yeah. That means I have a choice between the Khajiit and the Argonians. And I'm going to pick Argonian. Male, choose own class, custom class. What? Oh, right, click too many times. And this character is going to be something that I haven't seen in any LP so far, which is, primarily, he's going to be an archer. He is also going to have some hand-to-hand skill in case he runs out of ammunition, or the bow is ineffective against the target, because your fists can always hurt an enemy, regardless of if they're Daedric or not, and you have only an iron weapon. And other than that, I want my primary skill to be... my other primary skill, that is, to be Restoration. And my major skills can be... Critical Strike... No. Mysticism. Thaumaturgy, wherever that is. And yeah, Critical Strike. And then minor skills, Backstabbing. Maybe I should put Dodging up there. Jumping. Running. Alteration. Whoops, bumped the mic there. What else? What else is useful? Mercantile. And yeah, I'm going to put Dodging up there instead of Critical Strike. No, I won't. Because dodging, your character's dodging skill doesn't matter. Your dodging skill matters, because you actually have to be hit for the dodging skill to matter at all. But if you personally dodge out of the way, character skill does not matter at all. And the main thing that this character is going to be good at... Wow, this takes a while to get down. Forgot about that. He's not going to be a very good talker. He has terrible personality. But he's going to be really, really fast. Insanely fast. Because if the enemy can't get to you, you can just keep shooting at them with impunity. That fast... What does intelligence do? It's mana. That's kind of important. Agility's important. It's chance to hit, and it's the primary skill for archery and hand-to-hand combat. And we don't need willpower. That's only magic resist. That's not important. Right? Okay, maybe it's a little important. But you can get spells later that make it pointless. So let's be unbelievably low-willed. That doesn't make sense. Have unbelievable amounts of low willpower. Get some endurance. For +1 health every level. And some strength. Up to 60 for +1 damage per attack. And some extra mana. And the class name that this character has trained in his entire life is Bowfist. Because it's about what it is. And this bar right here represents how fast you level up. It being up here, which is the maximum it can get to, is 3 times as much XP needed to level from skills. And if it's at easy, that's 1/3 the amount of XP that you need. But we don't need that much hit points. And you choose advantages to make it easier. I want immunity to paralysis because, yeah, that's absolutely required. And increased magery, also absolutely required, because otherwise you only get half your intelligence. 30 mana for 60, 25 for 50, which is the default, is enough to cast 5 spells at the most, and those are going to be really bad spells. So you need at least your intelligence in spell points, because yeah, otherwise you're not going to do any magic. Bonus, oh, I don't want that. I would like expertise in hand-to-hand and expertise in missile weapon. And now, disadvantages. You can, if you really want to, get critical weakness to paralysis. Oh no, right, you have to be a high elf, where you're already immune to paralysis, and so you can get critical weakness to it. But the immunity overwrites it. So the critical weakness is nothing. So let's get forbidden material, steel, forbidden material, forbidden material, steel, and elven. Forbidden weaponry, all except our 2 weapon types. Blunt weapon, short and long blades. You can only have up to 7 advantages and disadvantages. So we need 2 more. I guess we will get... What is chain? I think that's just like the iron armor is chain. And that makes no difference on skill advancement, pretty much. Let's get immunity, or not immunity, unable to use these weapons. No. Unable to use the shield. Actually, material. Oh, and I forgot silver, too. So that's the disadvantages. Let's get right down to average. That's only 11 hit points a level. I'd like to get to 16. Maybe we don't need expertise. I think that's just like a really minor bonus. And reputation doesn't really matter too much. I do believe that is everything. We level slightly slower than average. And let's make some decisions about the character's background, which I will probably need to look up what they do. After studying the School of Restoration, which one have you studied the longest? Thaumaturgy. What motivates you to a life of adventure? Let me see what this does. Fame. Fame is what motivates me. In between formal study, you spent your time doing what? Sparring increases hand-to-hand. Yeah. Spent our time sparring. Since childhood, you have saved... Well, we can't use the buckler. Oh, wait, we can use bucklers. The cuirass is made of iron and almost completely worthless. The 100 gold pieces is a pathetically small amount of money. And the favorite book is actually worth more than the 100 gold pieces because the printing press doesn't exist yet. So we'll take the book. Ooh. Ooh. The Emperor gave me an ebony dagger, which is an amazing weapon if you can use it, which I can't. And I received additional training in the School of Restoration. Nickname was, I think, Rabbit is jumping, Quicksilver is... Maybe Rabbit's jumping, Quicksilver's running, Monkey is climbing, Guppy is swimming, Scrapper is hand-to-hand, so hand-to-hand. And this one is almost completely pointless because all of the speech skills are almost completely pointless. So, since I'm an archer, let's go with the centaurs, because it's pointless. This one, I don't think it does anything. My character has the most personal hatred for sanctimonious priests, and intimate friends with, I believe, an assassin is what I want. Yeah, this apparently does nothing, so let's go with an assassin. Which god, if any, do you worship? No, don't worship any gods. Especially not those gods, because I'm pretty sure the Argonians have their own completely separate religion from the Nine Divines. And this is a bad one. No matter what you choose here, you get a penalty. So, probably resisting poisons, because diseases can really ruin your day if they're not cured. Resisting magic, all of these are bad, but poisons are very uncommon, so we are bad at resisting poisons. And we have better reputation with scholars and the underworld. And the name, which is the name that I always pick in RPGs, is Incompetent Fuckwit. Because I find it very amusing when people call me Incompetent Fuckwit despite being friends. Like, oh, it's my good friend, Mr. Fuckwit. And that is a terrible roll. And keep going until I get at least, like, a decent spread and 12 points. Ooh, that's pretty nice. I may as well put 1 point into will to get the magic resist. Enough points into agility to get +1 to hit, and the rest into speed, because speed is amazingly useful. And let's improve hand-to-hand, because I won't be using that too much, and the hand-to-hand damage is based on your skill level. Same with critical strike. It's random when that triggers, so you potentially don't have many opportunities to train it. Same with backstabbing, which you can do with a punch, interestingly enough. And I want high reflexes, which makes the AI react faster. And you also level up very slightly faster. And do not click restart. Do not. It does not ask you for confirmation. You reset the character. Bad idea. Okay.
"400 years after Tiber Septim's reign, the beginning will meet the end, and the bloody circle will close in the empire of Tamriel. The unworthy heirs of the Septim dynasty have allowed the bonds of the empire to weaken and crack. Uriel Septim the Seventh cannot repair what his ancestors ignored. The provinces fight among themselves like neglected children, drunk with rebellion, and one indomitable power hides himself, but not forever."
Excuse the gloom, but none may know of this meeting. The nature of my trouble is darker still. Over a year ago, King Lysandus of Daggerfall died honorably on the field of battle. He was as loyal a subject, ally, and friend as you are. I did grieve for him, but his spirit does not rest. With a spectral army, he haunts his former kingdom, crying for revenge. I do not know why a good and loyal man would be so cursed. Perhaps you can find the answer and close the marble jaws of oblivion, bringing peace to his soul. I ask this as your emperor and your friend. I have one lesser request. Several years ago, I wrote a letter to the Queen of Daggerfall. It never arrived. The letter was of a sentimental and personal nature. If you find and destroy that letter, I will be grateful. Now, my champion, rest well this night, for tomorrow you sail for the kingdom of Daggerfall.
You awake and look around the room. Some hours ago, you were in a boat, en route to Daggerfall, when a storm of supernatural strength boiled over the Iliac Bay like a malefic creature. Your boat was destroyed, but you managed to swim through the churning water to a promontory rock. There you find a cave and escape the fury of the storm. You had only just lit a small fire when a mudslide sealed you within. Your fear of being buried alive calmed when you saw the corridor leading out of the cavern. Perhaps there is a way out of the cave after all. Once free of the cave, we can begin the Emperor's quest. And I do not want the tutorial, it is broken anyway. So, I'm going to go check out how well that went. So that's the end of the intro video on character creation.